Hi folks, Canadian Prepper here. So today on the channel, we're gonna be talking about some Christmas gift ideas for the outdoor enthusiast, bushcrafter, prepper, survivalist in your life. Now, the items that I'm gonna share with you today are they're gonna range from inexpensive to more expensive, but none of them are gonna be cheap. So it's all gonna be high quality stuff. You can probably find this stuff at a lot of places online. You don't have to buy it from my store. I would encourage you actually to buy it where it's most cost effective to do so. So let's go check out the warehouse and see what we can find. Right this way. Come on in. All right, so first things first, we're gonna look for something inexpensive. So if you're on a tight budget, but you wanna get somebody something that is going to be very substantial still in their lives, I would recommend a book. You can never go wrong with the gift of knowledge. Now, it doesn't matter if you're beginner or if you're more advanced. These books from Outdoor Life have excellent illustrations. They go into great depth. They talk about the basics, but they also go into some more advanced type survival skills. So I would strongly recommend, there's a variety of different ones you can get. You can get the Bushcraft Survival Manual, the Outdoor Survival Manual, which has 408 different skills that you can master, Winter Survival, Emergency Survival Manual. So these are more geared towards urban survival, ultimate survival hacks. Great book. And something which is more relevant to right now would be the Pandemic Survival Guide. So excellent overview of some considerations for that. Excellent choice for somebody if you're on a tight budget. Okay, so up next, guys, there's an expensive and an inexpensive option. So this is the Conflicted Survive the Apocalypse board game. And this isn't just your run-of-the-mill board game. There was a lot of thought put into this game, okay? It's comprised of a bunch of different decks of cards and an actual board game and some different characters and stuff like that. And it deals with real-world scenarios. And it's just a really in-depth board game. I've done a review on it on the channel before. So it's not just a game, but it actually gets you thinking about what you would do in certain scenarios. If you wanted to just get a stocking stuffer version, there's these decks of conflicted cards that you can buy. They're individual decks. I believe there's 10 different decks and they all deal with different scenarios. So one might deal with, a financial collapse. And all of the cards in the deck will have questions about what would you do in this type of scenario, okay? So it's just a really good mental exercise and makes for some interesting discussion as well. So you put one of those on your coffee table, people come over, what's that? Might strike up a conversation. All right, so up next, many of you guys are familiar with the Firebox wood stoves. These are really heavy wood stoves. If the weight of the Firebox, which is the cheaper option, the original Firebox, is too much for you, there is a more premium option, and that's the titanium Firebox. This is a relatively new product and probably costs over twice as much, but it weighs half as much. And same quality build, titanium is just an equally strong alloy that's much lighter weight, okay? So it's gonna last you just as long. I would recommend probably going with this one for somebody if weight's not a problem. And another great thing to go with that is, this goes hand in hand with it, this is a leather case, okay? If you get somebody who's into bushcraft, a Firebox and a leather case, I guarantee you they're gonna be your friend for life, okay? I would recommend though, if you got the titanium Firebox, that you went with the Cordura case, because the whole goal there is lightweight and the leather case is just going to be heavier than this. So it makes sense to put the titanium in the Cordura case. Cheaper gift that you can get for people are these survival cards. These are made by the Grimm Workshop Survival Company. And unlike a lot of these cards that you get off Amazon, they're kind of gimmicky. These are actually made of a really heavy duty steel. So there's the lockpick set. There's the fishing kit, which I think is among the most practical. You get a bunch of fishing hooks in there. And the great thing about this is carrying fishing hooks is always challenging because, of course, you don't want to get poked or you don't want them, you know, being abrasive to anything. But this is a nice way to carry fishing hooks, and these are fully functional fishing hooks, okay? And they also have a sewing card as well. My personal favorite is the fishing card and the lockpick card, and they have a variety of other options, so you can go check out their website, or you can get these at CanadianPreppers.com. A great and very unique survival gift. So up next are these new Pelican Cooler backpacks. They have a polyurethane exterior, waterproof zippers. So Pelican is known for its waterproof products and its cases that they make. They also make coolers. So they kind of combine the best of both worlds here. And this is just a really cool backpack because it's got a lot of rigidity to it. And so it has a nice flat bottom. It stands up, really, you know, durable bottom. So you can put your food in the lower compartment. And these zippers are just really aggressively strong zippers. You can hear that. It's almost hard to open. It's got that nice high-vis interior, so you can easily see what's in there. So you put your food in there, and then of course you can put your stuff in this main compartment here. So really cool gift for, you know, for people who just like to go day trekking and you want to keep some stuff cold and you don't want to have to carry a cooler separately. This could be a good option for that. So there's another one also. These just look really cool. They look really like futuristic almost in terms of their design. So yeah, fully waterproof cooler, and it's not as rigid as like a standard cooler. It's kind of a crossover, if you will, between a soft cooler and a hard cooler. Polyurethane once again, and has that nice durable zipper on there, has a handle. You can put a strap so you can carry it, shoulder carry, and there's a small pocket there in the front. But Pelican really makes high quality stuff, so this thing is built to withstand any elements that you can possibly bring it into. Another item which you can't go wrong with, it's gonna last forever, it's a Zippo hand warmer, okay? And you pair that with some lighter fluid. That's a relatively inexpensive stocking stuffer, and this is just a great item, especially for winter. It's gonna keep your hands warm, gonna keep whatever you want warm, so definitely pick one of those up. Okay, so next up are some keychain style flashlights. Now these are some new flashlights from Nitecore. This is the TIP SE. This is 700 lumens, and look how small that thing is. It's tiny, okay? This one is 300 lumens, and just really super bright keychain flashlights. High quality. Nitecore makes probably the best flashlights on earth, I would say, and really cool stuff. They have USB recharging. So something like this will definitely be an item that whoever you buy it for keeps it on their person a lot, so they'll be thinking about you a lot when they use it. If you want to break the bank, I would recommend this R90TS. I've been wanting to do a review of this flashlight. I've reviewed a lot of crazy flashlights on the channel, okay? But this is just absolutely insane. 36,000 lumen spotlight. Okay, I've reviewed 100,000 lumen floodlight before, but putting 36,000 lumens in a spotlight is almost illegal. Okay, put it that way. That's enough light. This light can travel over a mile. Okay, this is an incredibly bright flashlight. You could probably throw airplanes off course with this. I would definitely not recommend you do that, but this is something, if you have a flashlight or techie enthusiast, if you get them this, they're going to be, their mind is going to be blown, okay? And everybody on your street and their street is going to know about it. So Immolent flashlights, if you want to go supercharged and insane, would strongly recommend. Okay, so if you want to get somebody something that's very essential, maybe not the most exciting, but something that they'll definitely need, and something which you absolutely need to survive, is water filtration. Now, the most inexpensive option is a Lifestraw. Okay, it's going to filter out bacteria. This goes for around 25 bucks or so, and they've just started making these in green now. But if you wanted to spend a bit more money, then you can get into things like the MSR Guardian, which is going to also filter out viruses. This is probably like the military standard, the real military standard, not the fake military standard for water filtration devices. Filters out everything, and it also has a really fast flow rate, okay? This is a world-class water filter, but you pay for it. You probably pay 10 times as much as you would for the Lifestraw. Now, another option which is similar to that, this Catadyne Pocket microfilter is probably the next most premium water filter you can get in that class. This is a little bit smaller, stainless steel and ceramic, and really high quality water filter which will literally last you a lifetime. Okay, that's what you're paying for. You're paying for something that's going to last you a lifetime. Now, if you want to get somebody a way to store water, one of the best ways to do that is these MSR Dromedary rugged water storage bags. Most water bladders, they're not puncture resistant. Okay, so if you were to drop them on the ground or you're putting it in your backpack and it's rubbing up against your tools, there's a chance that you might puncture it, okay, when it's made out of that kind of material. These bags are so rugged, they're 1000 denier fabric. It's a really abrasive resistant fabric which is not going to be punctured at all. One of the coolest axes out there, one of my prized possessions that I own. I don't always get stuff that I sell at the store. This is something I just had to have, okay? It's a double-sided, I believe it's called a Wetterhall axe. It's by Haltofores, because this thing goes through wood like butter if you're chopping, if you are wanting to cut down a tree for felling trees, and it's really sharp. You might think that because it's double-sided, it's not gonna work well as a splitter or a chopper, but it does both of those things really well. And the great thing about it is that if you're gonna be putting a long day in the wilderness and you're gonna be chopping a lot of wood, you don't have to, you know, worry. You can just sharpen both sides at the end of the night. So once one side is kind of dull, you can just jump over to the other side. Okay, so next up is a more cost-effective axe, okay? So this axe is a forest axe by Haltofores, and the thing I like about this axe is it's just a little bit bigger than a hatchet. Let me show you a standard hatchet here. So a hatchet is obviously a little smaller than it, okay? And now if you look at a standard size felling axe like this is the Haltofores XY10, it's bigger. So this is a nice in-between. It's a really great size axe for backpacking, for everyday general wilderness tasks, for chopping, for splitting, for cutting down trees. You know, this little axe will do everything, and it's even small enough that if you needed to do some finer work with it, you still could. Okay, so this is a more expensive compass. This is the Benton Gentleman's Compass. So if you have somebody who's like a serious outdoor wilderness person, okay, and they have everything, maybe they don't have themselves a nice compass yet. So this compass is just a really nice, beautiful compass. Like I say, it's a little bit on the pricey side, but it's something that, you know, somebody's going to have forever, and it's something they're going to cherish. Okay, now in terms of saws, you guys know that I'm a saw connoisseur. So there's a lot of saws on our website at CanadianPreparedness.com, and it's hard to find the right one. The most cost-effective options are the Silky F180s. Okay, 30 bucks. Great little saw, goes through wood like butter, like all Silky saws do. Not the highest quality handles and stuff like that. Probably not going to last you forever, but will certainly last you a long time. For 30 bucks, you can't go wrong. Now, if you want to step it up a notch and, you know, you want to pay twice the price, have a little bit more power, a little bit more comfort, this is probably one of my favorite folding saws, my favorite folding saw, and it's a Silky Ultra XL. You can see that it has a nice curved handle, rubberized, it's black, it's just a cool looking saw, so that would be kind of next on the list. Okay, so up next is a more expensive item. These fur mitts are made locally, and all of the fur is sourced by a local trapper who goes out, finds these animals in nature. They've lived out their lives in a natural setting, and he makes his living selling these mitts. And these are not for the purpose of fashion. They're not for the purpose of looking good. These are solely for function and survival, okay? These are for people who spend a lot of time outdoors in the deep Canadian winter or the Alaskan winter, even some places in Europe. These will keep your hands warm no matter what the temperature is. Very expensive, but they're going to last, literally last a lifetime, if not several lifetimes. So this could potentially be a family heirloom. Unlike a lot of those synthetic gloves, you're probably going to go through dozens of pairs of those in your lifetime. So this is a great gift, especially these fox female. These are for women, these blue fox mitts. Really nice, really big hit. So there's black beaver, there's blonde beaver, there's beaver, this is coyote, this is raccoon. This is probably the most expensive one. Raccoons are hardy little animals, so they're really tough. This is the blue fox. It's really soft. Another great little stocking stuffer is the gift of grub, freeze-dried food. Okay, you might think giving somebody food for Christmas. Well, if they're a prepper or survivalist, they're probably going to be okay with that, especially these freeze-dried food varieties. We have a variety of brands at CanadianPreparedness.com. Can't go wrong with that. Lasts a long time. Tastes absolutely delicious. So go check it out. Okay, so up next is one of my personal favorite things. It's a little on the pricey side, but I tell you, it's one of the most beautiful wood stoves that we sell, and it's the Winterwell Nomad wood stove. Everything about this stove is just high quality, premium. I can't wait to get this thing out in the field. I personally just got one for myself, and it's got these windows so you can actually see the fire. That's a very unique feature, and it's very cool, okay? So I'm just super stoked to get this thing out into the bush this year and take it for a rip, because it just looks awesome. It's a really heavy duty, well-built stove. It's got a lot of weight to it, but for something like this, again, weight is quality. We also have some titanium lightweight options if ultralight is your thing. This is the medium version of this stove. We also have the large, but we have very limited stock of the large. Now, if you know somebody who likes the outdoors, one thing I would recommend was some sort of fire starter. You can't go wrong with one of these things. So you can get yourself some fat rope stick, which is a great fire starter. It's kind of like a wax infused rope with a proprietary accelerant. Or you can get some wax wood stick if you have somebody in your life who's an experienced bushcrafter and just likes the natural feel of wood. Or you can get some fast fire stick. That's a new product. And this one actually probably works the best, I would say, out of all of them, but they all work great. So that's a really cheap, inexpensive option. That's gonna go for about $8 or so. You can also get these fire plugs. That's another really easy way to start a fire. You get 50 plugs. One of these will easily start a fire, but if you need to use more, of course, you can do that. Perfect. Next up is a battery bank. Now, one of the best manufacturers for battery banks, these things are a dime a dozen on Amazon, but you really got to be careful with what you buy. Zendure is probably the best battery pack manufacturer for anything under 30,000 milliamps. If you're looking for a cheaper gift, the Super Mini, that's something which is built to be run over by a vehicle, super tough and fast Qualcomm charging, as well as the Super Tank, which is 27,000 milliamp hours. This will charge your phone around 8 times. You can also power laptops. This has a USB-C 100 watt power delivery. So really, really cool. Okay, so if you guys have been watching the channel for a while, you know that bug out roll is a very unique way of organizing your gear in the field. I've done many videos on it, so go check those videos out. But I think if you have somebody in your life who spends a lot of time outdoors and you know they're finding it hard to organize all that gear they have, this is a really nice gift, especially if you were to fill it with different tools. Okay, so it could make for a really exciting Christmas gift. A bug out roll loaded up with gear. It doesn't really get better than that. And this is made with some of the best quality material. It's made in Canada. We don't outsource jobs. It's all made right here in the city I live in. Okay guys, I hope you found that somewhat useful, and I hope I gave you some ideas for some last minute Christmas shopping. Once again, if you're doing online shopping, it may already be too late, but if you click that express shipping option, hopefully that gets your stuff there before Christmas time, but I can't make any guarantees, unfortunately. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe to the channel if you could. It'd be much appreciated. And let me know if there's any other unique and novel survival gear, new stuff that's come out that you guys would like me to test out on the channel. Thanks for watching. Canadian Prepper out.
The best way to support this channel is to support yourself by gearing up at CanadianPreparedness.com. Your one-stop shop for premium, high-quality, brand-name products that have been tried and tested by myself and other YouTube gear reviewers. My subscribers save 10% off by using the coupon code SurvivalPrepper. All one word in all caps.